Hi guys. Alright. So some of you guys are dealing with somebody who has been troubling you, at least. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. They've been troubling you a little bit. For some of you guys. So let's see what is going on with this person and what you can expect. Well, this is already looking interesting. First thing out I see is Ten of Pentacles. So, Pentacles, obviously, it's about money making, stability, so on. Unfortunately, though, regardless of how much love you guys might have for your guys' business or whatever it is that you guys do share together, there's not true love here. You have the Two of Cups in the reverse. You have these Six of Pentacles and you have the Hanged Man. So in my head, I saw 6 and 4 equals 10. So that's one person obviously doing more, a little bit more than the other one. The interesting thing to me is that it's coming up as a balance, which to me just means that possibly for you, you feel more balanced when you give back or do things for other people. It needs to be equal, even if you enjoy it. So you do need to go from a 6 down to at least a 5 as far as like when you're giving in relationships. It needs to be equal. Or you can do 10 and 10, or you can do 5, 5. But either way, like 6 and 4 would just be an unbalanced number. We have the Four of Swords here. So, saying earlier, I heard that this card means that you need to rest. I believe that. There's a lot of people out there that are stressing right now. They're trying to get results from different things that they actually have no experience or education in doing. And as somebody who's also done that myself, I can tell you right now that you do need to rest. Because the only thing that you're going to achieve out of... Go lay down. Go. The only thing you're going to achieve out of doing more and sleeping less is going more crazy. As much as you... Go lay down. As much as you feel like there's a lot to do, you're not coming from a state of a clear mind, even if you're lacking sleep. Let alone if you're under the influence of anything. As well as stress is like being under the influence of things. Both stress, trauma, and addiction can actually alter your mind permanently, and it deteriorates your brain cells, and they're not repairable naturally. They can only be repaired by a doctor giving you a pill, if that works. So it's permanent damage that you're creating on yourself to stick it out when you're in toxic relationships. It's permanent damage when we party. It's permanent damage when we allow an abuser to stay anywhere near you. There's a lot of permanent damage going on to the human body and the brain that is not repairable. And that's what the big thing here is, even more so than the people even damaging people. It's like, no matter who hurts who, we all can be smart enough to either walk away or change our behavior. So those who stay the same and are victims of the same situation more than once, for one, you're not a victim. It's a choice. And for two, it's selfish. If you know at any point, honestly, that you're not having success in a relationship, you're actually sinning technically, because you're abusing another person. You're not strong in your own ways to walk away and allow this person the respect and the space that they deserve. If one of you or two of you can't get along in a relationship and you're sitting there saying, like, why don't you change? Why don't you change? Why don't you change? Why don't you can do the same thing. Some people sit there and they want to, and many of us do that at first, but then we should have another relationship that pretty much like has resemblances, and then you're like, holy shit. Like, for me, I noticed I had men say similar things to me that they wouldn't have known the other one would have said. And those things need to be standing out to you. If you don't feel like two people that don't know each other saying the same thing matters, then you're just literally ignorant to your own self. You're not even showing anybody like that you're right and they're wrong. You just look like now you're ignorant, now you have that problem, and now you also don't have any communication skills, and you're not even fucking somebody that people can talk to, and you're not willing to change. I mean, one issue that somebody tries to talk to somebody about that they lack accountability or maturity in becomes 5 issues. So it's just not good. Sometimes we defend and we say we didn't do it, but at different things in different times, you know, like, people know you did. And that's what's coming up in the energy here now. I do see 6. You have a lot of 6s. We have 2 6s so far, so if we get one more, I'm hearing devil energy. There's a devil energy. There's some kind of toxic energy in your guys' space or in your area, and I hear that it's this third party energy that is actually changing the outcome of your guys' success in this relationship. So you guys could have been dealing with somebody who got different under the influence of something. Maybe they cheated, maybe they had a friend, a family member. There was something that was an outer influence that is tangible that would change this person's mindset and the way that they chose to treat you. This person was definitely somebody who was worried about appearing to be whoever it was, like, that they felt was the most important person in the room at each time. This person, I feel like, has very fluctuating and chameleon-like energy. They're not loyal to anybody, but they do have a keen sense when it comes to observing a room full of people and knowing who does what and who's worth what. This person's all about value and seeing what they can get out of people. And so even if this person doesn't have a very good character or soul, they have a very, very wise mind as far as the dark side of manipulating goes. And a lot of people just continue, like I was saying in the last read, they want to focus on what is happening or what they see or what's hurting them. And honestly, the bigger problem is that you're being hunted. Okay, you're a prey at this time. And as much as it might stress us out, which it will, you have to regain control over your body, mind, and emotions, and you have to now figure out what the fucking game plan is, or you're gonna go down. It's either you or them. The one thing that makes people lose is emotionally instability. So when you're frantic and you are not firm and you are not calm, people can see your fear. And you can say whatever you want about it, saying that you get defensive or you're pissed off or this or that, blah, blah, blah. But nobody has time for that. That's a whole counseling situation at that point. See, the thing about what matters to you is that, for one, if you had so much to fucking say, you should have been able to deal with it before it got to the point of a tower moment. And the tower moment is when the universe intervenes and actually sends professionals to you to fucking intervene, because you're literally at a certain point within yourself and other people around you that you're actually a danger. And you're also very important as well. And so when you are blessed with, honestly, the opportunity to be helped by higher ups in very, very, very fearful and serious situations, it can definitely seem very scary. But if you weren't somebody of value to the divine or your higher power, then you just would end up with, like, a lot of other people. There's so many varieties of levels that people end up on. So many different mindsets, so many different outlooks, on things. And basically, if you're somebody that honestly is still sitting there and actually wondering what life would be like, and you feel in your heart like, man, I could have done better, or maybe we could, then you care. Then you have a heart. And that's why you're still feeling that way. If you feel anything about anything or anyone, then you're meant to. And when you can't stop thinking about something, it's unfinished. So go through tonight, and anything that comes to your mind throughout the next week, start writing it down. Whether it's a to-do, a person that you're thinking about, somebody that you miss. I mean, it's going to be anything. It's going to be your old dog, you know, it's going to be that day that you fucking should have showed up for your kids' basketball game, but you weren't able to make it. I mean, you're going to be surprised, honestly, how many different things are going to come to surface. And each thing that you go do, just write it down to start. And whether you send somebody a text message and just say, hey, you know, I just want to let you know I'm really sorry about that day I didn't show up. You know, it's been bothering me. And first you can start with apologies, you know, and then maybe if you feel comfortable, you can set up a time or a date to meet with these people, and you can work on keeping your word and making those changes that you want to make. Not being hard on yourself that you made a mistake that you can't change, okay? And people will slowly but surely, and it could take 2 to 3 years, start to earn that respect that they lost for you back. But you got to remember that at the end of the day, the respect that you're trying to earn back is not for them. It's just to honestly say, I'm sorry for what I did. It's that you respect them at the end of the day. It's not that you were wanting any result whatsoever out of it, because if you're coming in wanting a certain result, then you can actually be disappointed again. So come in without expectations and simply just own your own shit. Be who you are as an individual without expectations to anybody else, and just like appreciate, you know, if you have a good day with somebody else and they respond to you in a way that's kind and wonderful and you feel great afterwards, and that's fucking extra. Don't expect shit except for respect, and for yourself to respect other people, okay?